Welcome to Green Share channel, and we continue our weekly digest in which we share the latest news about the green energy market and about changes in the EV sector as well. So I'll start as usual with the global news, and according to the analysts, we're probably switching to the point when after 2030, those who produce ICE cars gonna be losing their money instead of getting benefits or profits. And that is because the ICE technology is on its top, and we probably will see the increase of the price for ICE cars, while EVs getting cheaper, getting faster, and getting more range, charge speed higher than it was before. And we will touch it later today. Latest Model S could gain 200 miles only for 15 minutes charge. So there seem to be that after 2030 more vehicles gonna be EVs, and General Motors also, as we mentioned earlier, started to go electric, and they trying to stop selling their vehicles with the ICE engines by the 2030, switching fully to the electric. As well as Ford with their Ford Mustang Mach-E recently announced and started their deliveries, and they're trying to switch Ford F-150 to electric as well. So a lot of OEM producers trying to go electric, and that is something that we would like to mention, and we probably see in the nearest future this switch to electric. And now let's go to the companies, and recently we speak about Apple car that probably gonna be produced by Hyundai or Kia, and according to the latest news, the talks between Apple and Kia actually now on hold, and probably Apple looking for some other proposals from the manufacturers to get their Apple car produced on their facilities. So we will see, but yeah, as we mentioned already, even if they go with Kia, none earlier than 2024, they're gonna be starting producing of their Apple car. So we'll see later on how it's gonna show up. And switching to our trio, so NIO provides January delivery, which is again getting to the record numbers of 7,225 vehicles in January, despite the fact that the beginning of the year is not as productive for car sales. And even though NIO seemed to be growing from 7,000 cars in December last year to again new record of 7,225, which represent 352% year-over-year growth, which is incredible. And also we will switch further for NIO, because despite that they are delivering quite good numbers, they also working on expanding and creating their own factory, because currently they are partnered with GAC. In GAC probably won't go more than 300 vehicles per year production facilities for NIO. So their partnership with the Hy-Vee government could end up in NIO going with the management and R&D for the factory built in the industrial park with Hy-Vee government, and that could provide NIO with their own factory to produce EVs in addition to their partnership with GAC. And when the government could spend money on building the industrial park and the facilities with the factory, NIO will be benefiting with their management and R&D. So that's quite a good news for NIO and their plans for further expansion and increasing production facility. As well as they also buying back their shares of NIO China company, which were created when NIO were just about to bankrupt, and they've created this NIO China company with NIO owning 75% stake in this company, which include all the assets of NIO in China. But investors bought about 24% of all NIO assets in China to give them a push when they need these investments drastically. But then NIO already bought back some of this stake and increased to 86%. Now they're bought 3% more, and now they are owning more than 90% of stocks in NIO China and the assets of NIO China. And that's quite good because the further they go, and probably they end up with owning 100% of stake in this NIO China company, which makes it quite good for the investment to understand that all the assets of NIO in China belongs to the NIO itself. So quite a good news for the NIO, and now we'll proceed with the Xpeng, who also reported, as well as NIO, record selling month in January with 6,000 vehicles and up to 470% year-over-year growth. So that's quite significant for Xpeng, and we see that prices drop for Xpeng shares, but they're probably related to the recall of the cars. And again, we see how Chinese EV producers are growing up because China market seem to be growing quite fast, and we probably see more than 2 million cars delivered and produced in China in 2021. So great news for NIO and Xpeng. As well as Xpeng continued to export their vehicles to Europe, the second part of their deal with Norway, delivering more than 200 their G3 SUVs, is on the way, and it should be delivered quite soon after the first of the batch delivered to Norway in December. So quite good news for Xpeng, who continued their expansion to Europe, delivering their vehicles to Norway as well. And now we'll switch to Tesla, who also have some news to share. The first one is deal with Indonesia to get the hands on the nickel production. And as it was mentioned, this proposal is also including the production of the batteries, because from the Indonesia government representatives, we saw that the proposal of just getting the raw resources wouldn't be efficient for them. So probably we'll see how Tesla secure their nickel necessities and produce batteries in the Indonesia, where the biggest nickel source are located. So going forward, and we have 4 furthermore documents related to the new Tesla model design in Shanghai, because eventually the documents shared on the January 29th include information about the new model, which will be tested and will be developed in the Shanghai factory. But again, we also have some news about their development process going on schedule, and that will be produced and delivered in 2022. According to this document, this car will be developed and produced on the existing facilities of Shanghai factory and will be tested over these facilities as well. So not much of news as of they're going to produce it, but more information of they're going on schedule and they probably be ready to deliver this car over in 2022, which is next year. And now we also could share some news of possible Tesla and AMD GPU cooperation. So Tesla could use their AMD GPU to facilitate their computer, which also now have over 10 teraflops of gaming power, which is considerable as the same as for the PlayStation 5. And because Elon Musk reported they should go quite okay with the Cyberpunk, which is quite a demanding game, and we have a Witcher 3 here on the display. So according to some information, like from the documents, they could also use the separate GPU for these consuming games, like GPU consuming games. And that make us understand that they're quite far in progress for the autopilot to make the Tesla car more entertaining and frankly speaking just pushing the things as PlayStation 4, 5 just into the Tesla car or similar facility. And that's quite good, but we're going further and China opened a new factory for chargers production. So this factory could be with the over of 20,000 chargers production rate for 1 year, and eventually Tesla have over 20,000, 23,000 chargers right now. And if they could produce up to 20,000 chargers on that factory, the amount of superchargers all over the world could increase quite significantly. But also that show us that Tesla heavily investing in the infrastructure for the charging all over the world. And Tesla brings sales in Israel 1 month after getting approval. We already talked about Tesla get the approval in Israel, but now they already started the sales of their Teslas, and Tesla Model 3 starting from 54,000 US dollars, which is quite okay according to the closest competitor, which could be considered BMW 330e, which is plug-in hybrid starting with 100,000 USD. So that's quite a significant difference. Even Model S could be slightly more expensive than BMW, but again, Model 3 quite easily could compete with Peugeot 2008 electric or MG, which have much less range and acceleration, but will cost about 50,000 as well in Israel. They could be quite competitive in this market as well. But again, 1 month after getting approval, they started to sell cars in Israel. That's quite great. Yeah, and something we already touched, Model S could gain more about 200 miles range with only 15 minutes of charge, which was a bit less for Model 3. They could get 175 for the same time, but getting further and further, we probably get even faster charging speed for the electric vehicles, and that also quite good for the switch to electric. And lastly for today, we have again a upgrade for Morgan Stanley from 810 to 880, as well as we have the highest target price from the street analyst Piper Sandler's Alex Porter increased price target from $515 to $1,200. And again, that's probably end of 2020, beginning of 2021. While now we have Tesla around 850. But Piper Sandler, Alex Porter seem to be first who started to realize that Tesla could eventually deliver up to 900 vehicles in this year and probably roughly about 9 million 2030. That is the biggest number we could see from the street, while Tesla yet expecting to reach 20 million in 2030. So we will see, but again, we're getting more and more price upgrades from the analysts on the street, and Piper Sandler is one of them who get their 1,200 price target for Tesla. well, for first 12 months of this report. And yeah, the last from this perspective is also some unexpected news. So German government were providing the grants for the battery development and battery research, and upon 11 companies who have these grants, Tesla was one of them, which is unexpected, but because these grants were expected to be a way of getting European car manufacturer, battery manufacturer on pace with Tesla. But Tesla also got those 1.2 billion subsidies for developing in batteries as well. So that's quite a good news. They get this grant in Germany, especially because they're now building up the 4680 plant in Germany for Model Y. And that's all for today. Thanks for watching. Please hit the like button and subscribe button, and see you soon.